Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to Breath of Fire 4. When we last left off, we found out where the mayor was, and we found out we need his permission to go to Sinesta. So, let's go find the mayor. Let's see. Things to talk about. There are a few things that you might want to know. One, if you go on the world map, there is actually an enemy that does not appear in any of the dungeons around here. At least I don't think he appears in the woods here. That's called bandits. But let me actually double check that. Bandits. Bandit, yes. Bandit is actually, there's a couple interesting things about him. For the most part, pretty vanilla. Kind of powerful, especially compared to some of the other creatures you can fight around here. They can cast the Sever spell, which makes them rather dangerous. The Sever spell will actually hit you for up to 200 points of damage, so be aware of that. I'm just going to get a couple more apples. Okay, anyway. So it hits you for 200 points of damage, but the most interesting thing about the bandit is the fact that you can actually steal a moon sword from one of them. The moon sword is, I think, attack power of 28. It's a very powerful weapon. At this point, though, we do not have access to a stealing ability, which is irritating. But you can still, if you're super, super lucky, actually win a moon sword. I would not count on it. One of the interesting things about the moon sword from the bandit anyway from the bandit is the fact that it's relatively easy to steal. Most of the items in this game are a incredible pain in the ass to get to drop or to steal. I mean, there's just no ands, ifs, or buts about it. But, I mean, so, you know, once you get a ability that allows you to steal, there's actually two in the game. There's Pilfer, which works just like it did in Breath of Fire 3. The only difference in this game is it's an actual skill you can put on anybody. And Steal. So, you know. And they do combo, actually. And comboing them actually increases the chance at stealing. So it's pretty good to combo them. But stealing the moon swords from these bandits is a really good way to make lots and lots of money. I love that hoist on your own petard. I've always been kind of partial to that statement, that phrase. Anyway. So we gotta go in and we gotta find the mayor and we got to save him! This area is actually kind of confusing. I do sort of know my way around if my memory doesn't fail me. There are some decent treasures to be had, though. So we are going to try and get them. Although, I will point out that there is actually, if you have the player's guide for this game, there is actually an item in here that I will show you that is not listed in the player's guide. It doesn't show you where it's at. You know, but of course, that's not uncommon, you know, typos and stuff in the player's guides, misinformation, you know, Breath of Fire 3 and the whole you could beat Balio and Sunder thing, you know, just misinformation. As far as misinformation goes, this is actually relatively minor, but I will show you because it's an accessory and it can be fairly useful, you know, if you really want to. But anyway, basically what the apples do, and I'll show you when I get ready to go on. If you go up to these stumps right here, anyway, if you go onto one of those stumps, you put an apple down, the little boars, they come up, they eat the apple, and you can chase them down and follow their footsteps, and then that shows you where to go. There's 3 stumps. Each stump shows you a different location. Okay, so we got these guys. These fungoids are like the most annoying enemy you will fight for a very, very long time. Luckily, I don't think they appear anywhere outside of this forest. They might appear out on the world map, but I don't think so. I think they only appear in this forest. The thing that makes them really annoying is their Confuse spell. I might have touched on this before, but basically the Confuse status effect does not put you in the back row. Most of the other, in fact, all of the other debilitating, excuse me, I can't speak. All the other debilitating status effects, such as sleep, actually put you in the back row, where you can recover and, you know, you sub out a guy. If you're confused, it actually doesn't let you sub anybody out. This is really, really, really annoying once you get 2 or 3 party members confused. But thankfully, nobody got confused that time. So, yeah. So, anyway, the first place we want to go is... actually, we want to go up here. Why do we want to go up here? Oh, yeah, there's lots and lots of traps around. If you get in those cages, that guy in the front, he comes and lets you out, and I think you have to. It takes you back to the start. But the first place you want to go is, of course, over here. There are pitfalls just like the village, and just like the village, there are actually some treasures to be had. And of course, there's 2 treasures. One of them is just some herbs, and the other one is a much better treasure, actually. So we're going to grab that. And each stump takes you to a... Like I said, there's 3 stumps. This stump actually takes you to where you have to go. Don't you dare bark. My dog's asleep and somebody just came in downstairs. But this stump right here actually leads you to where you have to go to continue the story. The other 2 stumps are optional. Well, they're all optional if you know where you're going. But the other 2 stumps will actually take you to side areas where you can get side rewards. Let's see. No. Always go for the fungoids first. Just concentrate on them. Because more than likely they're going to confuse somebody in the first round. You can't really see it when Ryu's confused, but when Urshin and Nina especially are confused, it's always kind of been hilarious to me, because what they do is they attack, and I put the controller down, but they attack, and then their projectile turns around, makes a U-turn, and then hits somebody, and it's freaking hilarious. One other thing about being confused is you can actually learn several of the quote-unquote useless skills, like Distracted and Feign Swing. You can actually learn them from a confused character. So if you want to go for 100% skill completion, that's a good source for those too. But anyway, we get the pointed stick, which is a weapon for Nina. It is useless unless you're trying to get items for Stoll. Now, first side area is right here. And this side area actually contains an Earth Ward. It's an accessory, reduces earth damage. Might actually be useful on the next boss, because the next boss actually can cast Rock Blast. Okay. Now, no, I don't want to go that way. I want to go... Be very careful. Wait, that's not the way I want to go. I actually want to go up there where we got hit with that chest. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. In case I didn't say it before, command will actually work on any of your party members who are confused, regardless of who casts it, and that will stay in effect until someone else casts a command again, or of course the confuse wears off. So if you cast command, your confused party member will attack who you want them to attack. If you're, for example, a red cap casts command on, say Nina is confused and he casts command on Ryu. Well, Nina will attack Ryu. So anyway, first thing we want to do before we do anything else is we want to fall down here to get this treasure chest right here, which contains an aura ring. Now, it protects from mind-affecting attacks. I would have to look in my notes, but I don't remember if... I would say mind, but I don't actually remember if... the confused status effect falls under the purview of the aura ring or the life sandals. I mean, because it is technically a status effect. Damn it. There we go. Don't do that. I saw you lag. Don't do that. But anyway, it falls... It's technically a status element, but so does it fall under... I'd have to look up. I had some mechanics written down, and I don't have them pulled up right now. Right now, all I have is an enemy list. I have my bestiary up, and that's pretty much it. Okay. Oh boy. Well, you know. Try to save as much AP as possible when you're going through this area, which is why I'm actually using the party I'm using. I'm trying to get by with this many just purely physical attacks as I can in this, due to the fact that I want to have Ryu at least to have as much AP as possible. Don't worry so much about Nina or Urshin. Try to save some AP for Cray if you want to use him. And if you do want to use him, make sure he has Flame Strike. If you don't have Flame Strike on Cray, I wouldn't actually recommend using him in this upcoming boss battle. Let's see. Oh, wait. Nope. I want to go... Ouch. Now, the last item I want to get is actually back here somewhere. I could have swore. Don't tell me I'm losing my mind. Is it here? Yeah, there you go. Now, this is actually not a very good chest because it's just some apples. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, well. You know what I could have done? I could have done this. But it's not a big deal because I can get as many apples as I want. Well, anyway. And as far as I know, that is everything. Now, if you go to... I guess I could show it to you. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put an apple down and chase the wild boar down. Hopefully I won't accidentally run into something. Like a hole or something like that. Because if I do, I'm just going to run from this. If I do, of course, you obviously lose the boar if you run into a hole. Now, those other two stumps that you saw while I was running around, they actually lead to those two side items that I grabbed. One of them leads to the apples. One of them leads to the earth ward. So anyway, you put an apple on the stump, and they hide. Although Urshin is not fooling anybody, honestly. Hell, Cray isn't fooling anybody. Actually, Urshin is the only one fooling anybody in right now. But anyway, the boar runs off and takes the most roundabout path ever and you have a very limited amount of time to chase him down. Basically, as you go, the tracks will actually wear out, but those tracks right there, they go down this little canyon there. So, yeah. That's actually where we want to go. So don't worry if you lose it. You can actually go back and do that as many times as you want with the apples. In fact, you're probably meant to do it a bunch of times.